Hi everybody, welcome back to another What's for Dinner video. I'm going to show you the things that we've been eating around here the last little while. I want you to stay all the way to the end because I have a dessert that was knock your socks off delicious. We loved it, so make sure you stay to the end. And then I want to just say these next coming weeks, be sure and come back. I've got some great videos that I've been working on, some special recipes that we've tried that were so delicious. I'm going to be having those all coming up starting next week, so be sure and come back for that. All right, let's get on into today's video. I'm going to start off with my most favorite meal that you'll see on this video. Now, is this Pinterest perfect looking? Not really, but guess what? That's okay. This was so good. Let me tell you what we had to eat this night. Now, this next clip, I'm talking to James here and my air fryer's on, so overlook that. Okay, so James did this on the smoker today. What was this, James?
It was a bottom round roast from one of the cows we had butchered.
It's got like a fat cap on it. And so you've never done one quite like this on the smoker, right?
No, I've only done brisket. I've never done like a roast.
So just smoked it all day and then put some barbecue, wrapped it up in the foil and put it in the crock pot for what, an hour or so? Couple hours. And so just going to slice it. What it tastes like so far.
Tastes pretty good.
Okay, we're having an easy supper with just this and some french fries, I think, tonight. It's Labor Day Monday, and we've been busy working all day, and this has been cooking on the smoker. I had bought some mushrooms at the grocery store, and they needed to be used, and I knew that that would be perfect accompaniment for this, so I just put some onions in there with it, fried those up in butter, and then I used that to top my roast, some slices of the meat, and my fries, which I just did in the air fryer. And then we just drizzled on top some barbecue and some horseradish sauce. And I'm telling you, this tasted like a top-notch entree that you would get at a nice restaurant. It was so good. The smoke on that meat was so delicious. So that was great. And then the next day we had enough for leftovers because that was a pretty good sized chunk of meat. So I just boiled up some fresh corn. My mother-in-law gave us some of this. She went and got some to put in her freezer from a farm stand. Also some tomatoes, and so with those tomatoes that she brought, I made this little concoction several times during the week. Just chopped up some of that fresh tomato, some onion and cucumber, and then a little drizzle of ranch and Italian dressing. This was so delicious. So this is definitely one of those cook once, eat twice type of meals, at least for the most part, for the main course there. And we just added some mashed potatoes with it this time around. We love leftovers around here. I'm not going to let anything go to waste if I can help it. And this was really great the second time around. This meal was something I had just really been wanting. I'd been wanting a pan-fried cheeseburger, hadn't had that in a while, and this really harkens me back to when I was a kid because this was on a Friday night, and this is pretty much what my mom made almost every Friday night because Friday is when she went to the grocery store, and so she always picked up fresh meat and fresh buns, and when we came home, she made pan-fried cheeseburgers almost every Friday night. So this was so delicious, and for a side, I had picked up a bag of onion rings. I thought that would be really good. Just a classic here. Can't go wrong with a burger. It's always quick and easy and just hits the spot. So that's what we had on this night. Now, this next meal I'm going to show you here was another really quick and easy one. But it was delicious, and this type of meal is one that, you know, say you're tempted to go through the drive-thru, same with the last one, you can keep things on hand that you can pull together pretty quickly, and it'll save you from maybe running through to get fast food or getting takeout or something like that. We don't live near any fast food or takeout necessarily, so we don't do that very often, but I started off here with a packet of that Pioneer gravy. I'm just making that according to the package directions. And then I had some of these Market Side Home Style mashed potatoes. That made the easy side to go along with that gravy. And then I had these Great Value, the, I don't know what they're called, Famous chicken fingers or, I'll look it up and put it here on the screen. I can't remember what they're called, but they're the restaurant style chicken fingers that Walmart carries, and they are really good. And so this is what we had. This kind of reminded me of like a Dairy Queen meal. I think they have something that they serve white gravy with and some chicken and Texas toast. Of course, we didn't have Texas toast, but this was really, really good. Simple, easy, quick, but very good. And that was what we had for this night. Now, like I said in the intro, we've just been in a season to where we've just been doing a lot of quick and easy things. But I've got some really good things coming up for you starting in next week's video. Okay, let's move on to another one that is pulling from my pantry. So I've got this vodka sauce, the Classico. I just browned up a pound of ground beef and drained that, put in this Classico sauce, mixed it up with a little water that got all of the rest of the sauce out of the jar. And I just put this on low and let this simmer for just a little bit so this sauce would just be extra good and tasty. I added in a little bit of garlic, the garlic to be exact, and then I decided to put a little bit of heavy cream to make this sauce just a little bit lighter and a little bit creamier. Not really lighter. I mean, heavy cream doesn't make anything light, but when you add it to a heavy, like a red sauce, it does kind of make it a little milder, maybe is the word. I'm not sure. Anyway, it's just good. If you haven't tried it, you should. And then I went in with some black pepper and some Italian seasoning, some dry Italian seasoning. Also from my pantry, I had this box of the Barilla pasta. I found several of these marked down at Kroger a while back, and this is my last box. So I cooked up about half a box of this. And again, just one of those meals that you can pull together quick when you need to, but we love spaghetti or pasta with red sauce, and we hadn't had it in a while, so this tasted great. All right, for this final thing I'm going to show you here, it's this dessert, and I will say, out of any dessert that I have made in a good while, my kids, my grown kids, went on and on and on about this. They loved it so much, and I fully agree with them. This was so delicious. So let me show you how I made it. Okay, so I just had a random Ziploc bag laying around with something I ordered from Amazon, so I stuck my bag of vanilla wafers down in here. I'm getting these all smashed down. This is called a banana pudding Lush, and what got my attention is the crust is the crushed up vanilla wafers, sugar and butter. You mix that together and bake it, and then you let it cool. All right, for this next layer, it is 3 cups of cold milk and 2 boxes, the small 3.4 ounce boxes of vanilla pudding or banana pudding. I've seen recipes that say both, so I think that can just be your preference. I'm using vanilla because that's what I have. And when I make banana pudding, just the regular traditional banana pudding, I always use vanilla as well. I don't know why. I think it's the artificial taste of the banana pudding. I think I prefer the vanilla a little bit over that. That's probably what that is. Okay. Now this layer is all done. All right, this is the layer that goes on top of the cookies. So we have 2 softened 8-ounce cream cheese and a half a cup of powdered sugar. I'm gonna mix this really well. Oh, I need to add some vanilla, a teaspoon of vanilla. And I'm gonna mix this with my hand mixer in hopes of getting out all the lumps. All right, now like I said before, I had already baked this crust and let that cool. Make sure you look in the description box below for the full recipe. And it was not until after I had this layer completely on and started to put on my bananas that I realized I forgot to add the Cool Whip. You are also supposed to add an 8-ounce container of whipped topping to this cream cheese mixture, and I've made desserts like this so many times, and a lot of them with the cream cheese mixture, of course, is the same way. So it's the cream cheese, the powdered sugar, the vanilla, and Cool Whip. Well, my Cool Whip was sitting there, sitting right beside me. Did not think one thing about putting it in there, even though I knew it went in and I had it sitting out. So just had a little brain lapse there. And like I said, later after I got the bananas on, I was like, wow, that's why that was so thin. I kept thinking, this is a really thin layer. It's usually thicker than this. So don't do what I do, or don't do what I did, rather. Add the Cool Whip in this layer. Now, here's the thing, though. It doesn't matter that it's not in this layer necessarily, because it's going on top as well. So I just put the whole entire 8 ounce on the top, and it all was just fine. Thank goodness, because not all recipes that you mess up on turn out okay. Thank goodness this one did. So I believe I used about 3 bananas or so here for this. And oh my goodness, I'm telling you, this was so good. And our kids said, you know what would be really good is if this same crust was sprinkled on the top. And I said, well, honestly, I think the recipe did say to reserve some of that, but I had plenty of the little miniature vanilla wafers, and so I wanted to put those as my topping. But and then my daughter-in-law Hope said, what about if you made a traditional banana pudding and then you just made that crust mixture and sprinkled on the top? So let me just say, that crust is something to behold. It is so, so good. All right, and now all of the extra Cool Whip, it's going on top. So part of it was to go in the layer there with the cream cheese, the other part on top. So let's just work on that. And while we are, I'm just going to talk to you for a minute and just tell you how much I appreciate you. I really, really thoroughly love talking to you in the comments. I know each of you, of course I don't know you in real life, but from your name, from your comments week after week, I feel like I know you in our little YouTube community way here at If the Creek Don't Rise. And I can just say that some of the comments have been so incredibly encouraging, and they seem to come right at the time that encouragement is needed, and it's just always so appreciated. And so I just wanted to take an extra second here to let you guys know that I'm incredibly grateful for you. I am so thankful for each time that you stop by, and especially those of you that say something down in the comments. It's just real sweet to be able to talk to you week after week, and it doesn't go unnoticed and unappreciated, not at all. So I just want to take a second to say that. Now I am moving on, getting these little cookies on the top. I'm going to speed this up here because it took a minute, but what was so fun, it's kind of a guessing game when you're doing a topping like this, like how many cookies will this take? Will I have enough? Can I get the whole thing? Because you're kind of committed once you start. Well, I had literally a handful of cookies left, not even that many, and I had been munching on these things, like every, couple seconds, I felt like I maybe should sample one of these little cookies. And so I was like, oh boy, I hope I have enough. And I did. I'll speed it up here though, so you don't have to see me take so much time putting these little cookies on. And lastly, I just want to say that I hope each week when you're here, it gives you a little bit of comfort, a little bit of maybe something fun. I hope that it's useful information that you get when you're here, and something that you can use in your meal planning and things like that. But I just want to say, it's been an incredibly heavy week here across the U.S. There's just been a lot of sadness, a lot of heaviness, and my prayers go out to for all of us, but especially for those directly involved in some of it's just the senseless things that's been going on across this country. And I know that prayer is the answer, and that is what strengthens us from day to day. So my prayers go out for all of us here, but for especially those involved. Okay, I haven't sped this up at all. I'm just chit-chatting with you guys today. And here it is. This is exactly, I'm telling you, to the T, what I had left over. Thank goodness I made it with all these cookies. And here it is, you guys. I can't tell you enough about how great this was. You definitely want to give this one a try. As always, thank you so much for being here. Thanks for watching. I hope you got some ideas and inspiration, although it was a pretty simple week of what's for dinner foods. Nothing real earth-shattering this week, but delicious food that we had on the table, and we are always ever so blessed to be able to have food in our pantries and our fridges to eat. I know you feel the same way, so if you enjoyed that, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, I'd love to have you around here. For those of you that are, thank you so much, and I'll see you next week, the Lord willing, and the creek don't rise. Bye, everybody.